This is the American Rebellion. My name's Jerry. How y'all doing? I see we got Larry Burns from Canada and Kevin Bearden from Alabama is here tonight. The tooth is okay today, still loose. Uh, but the day's young, and I'm sure I ate today, so something got in there. By tomorrow, I'm sure it'll hurt again. Let's see. Oh, holy shit! Look who's here. Matt's here. How you doing, Matt?
Back sore.
Hey, Matt.
Your back is sore.
Kind of cleaning up the goddamn pool guys bullshit.
What?
Got to get somebody to walk on your back. You'll feel better.
Strip that screw out of the light fixture so you couldn't get it off, and then go, well, I gotta go. How about you try to get it out?
He asked you to do his job? Well, what the hell kind of contractors are you hiring? Yeah, hold on, Daniel. We'll get you on.
No, the pool guy, the light under the in the pool light, underwater light.
And he asked
Hey, Daniel.
he asked you to get it out. That's nice. That's beautiful, really. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a circular.
I know what
It's
it
like a
is.
spotlight. It's like circular.
I know
How
what
many
it is.
volts is it?
I don't know why. They it's electrifying the water.
Yeah.
Jump in and see.
They used to use 120 when I was back in the 50s and 60s, and they had it sealed off like a diving bell, but there was like 100-watt floodlight in there.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I said. And he goes, it took me an hour and a half I drilled the screw out, got the fixture off, and then I had to use a pipe wrench because the screw was actually seized up.
Hey,
and that didn't fucking come out. And then I'm like, I called him. I said, yeah, I got it out. He goes, all right, start filling the pool up.
Oh, that's funny. That's some funny shit. All right.
It's mighty wide.
I had to drag the hoses out and put them in the pool, and I filled up myself. But the light is laying on the. It's got about a 4-foot lead on it. It's laying under the water, and it's filling up. I don't think it's like watertight, the seal around it, anyways. I don't think.
I remember back in the old days, you get the fire department to come over and they'd run the hose from the fire hydrant, and they just turn that on and fill up your pool. It was like a complimentary thing, but they don't do that. I don't think they do that anymore.
No.
That would be fast too.
All right. Onward with Nick. Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Matt he can bring his pool down here and it'd probably fill up before too long with all this torrential rain we have today.
Yeah.
You get a batch of gators and crawdads in there too.
Never know what you're going to get in it, but rain around here is like a box of chocolates, like Forrest Gump says.
Hey.
Otherwise, Matt, why you keep paying these handymen that aren't very handy?
They make you do the work.
You keep doing their job.
Yeah, this guy is fucking. He's as dumb as a fucking fence post. This fucker. I stripped the screw. I got another appointment to do right now. Can you get it out?
Dumb as a post turtle.
As dumb as a shovel. As a moon pie.
Okay.
The brains of a moon pie or something.
Moving,
but, I mean, I can't believe he fucks it up and then he just says, fuck it, Matt, you fix it.
moving along.
Don't write him a check.
Yeah. Okay. Moving along expeditiously. This was just the introductions. I don't know whatever, but Dave, how you doing? I gotta tell you,
Dave, that's your sign, dude.
Yeah, Dave. Pick it up, Dave. Okay, well, Dave's not here. Anyway, we've got Alan McMillan, Kevin Bearden,
I was on.
Dave Rougeau is here.
I'm okay.
What a
It's
work.
just got a hearing function, man.
We got this.
Got an infarction in my headphones here.
Let's see. 9 kids, 1 adult died in a crash not far from Fulton. Yeah, I heard about that. From some abused children's home or something. Yeah, it sucks. Stephen Tolliver is here. Good evening, my fellow human beings. Well, Jerry's out on the human being part, but we'll see. Let's see. Alan McMillan is here. I think Daniel Rio is here. He wants to come on, so at risk of pissing him off, we'll do just that.
Yeah, we'll beam you up.
All right, let's see. Daniel Rio. Nothing.
You know, Jerry, this is pretty good, Jerry, because this way I don't have to talk and like offend anybody.
Yeah.
So it gets me off the hook.
Yeah, it's just great, man.
Oh, you're not going to be able to help yourself. Wait.
Have you all been to the George Monument in New Jersey? It's the 8th wonder of the world. Yeah, I heard all about it. I think someone should pee on it.
Who's George Kirby?
No, not George Kirby.
Well, that's in my neck of the woods. Maybe I could make a run over there.
The guy who got
Take a
killed
leak.
by the cop who went to prison. George.
No, Floyd.
Oh,
George
the pillar of the
Floyd.
society?
Yeah.
Floyd, goddamn it.
Oh.
So
I thought of a more creative video that I would do if I was
What was that, a bust of him or something? He looked stoned.
he probably was.
sitting on a park bench like he's waiting for his crack dealer or something.
Oh, I got a picture of him on that bench, but there's a woman there, a pregnant woman standing there, and he's holding a Glock to her belly.
Well, anyway,
Good evening,
Daniel Rio's here. Hello,
Daniel.
Daniel.
Gentlemen.
How are you?
Oh man, I can't complain. I'm doing okay. Just
Good.
taking it one day at a time. But
Good.
how are y'all?
We're doing all right, I guess.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
You know, we can't
Doing
complain.
good, Dan. Welcome aboard.
Good. Good. Matt, Nick, Dave, how are you? Matt, Nick, Dave, how's everybody doing? You guys good? I'm glad.
All good here.
I'm okay. What's going on, man? What's new? Good to have you.
Nothing really. I'm just trying to sell these houses. That's about it.
Yeah, how's that
But
going?
yeah, other than that, I work for my pool guy now. So. How's what?
Matt's
I'm
pool,
sorry. What you say?
Matt's pool guy apparently has Matt working for him now.
And Matt's paying for him?
Yeah, that's how it works. Probably
I don't
$200
give
a
a shit. Oh
month.
yeah. I'll tell him real quick. The under the in pool spotlight, the bulb was burned out, so we wanted to take it out and change it. So he strips the screw. There's only one screw who holds it in. It fits in the bottom of the screw in. Right. And he strips it out, and he goes, "Oh shit! I got another appointment. I gotta go. Can you get that out?"
Yeah, how's the gasket supposed to seal up?
Oh, my dog ate the fucking new one.
You have to get in there with some silicone and squirt the hell out of it. That's gonna be fun.
He's gotta go buy a new one and a new screw for it.
Yeah.
That's just,
That man asked you to do his job.
yeah, Yeah, and Matt willingly did it.
Kind of sounds like. Kind of
He didn't ask. He told Matt, "Hey, boss, you're gonna fucking
Because
do
I knew this. I knew this dumb fuck wouldn't be able to do it. That's the only reason I did it.
So you paid him to let him know how dumb you are.
Yeah,
Oh, hell no.
I think
Pretty
that,
much.
yeah, that's actually a good way of putting it there,
Hey,
Daniel.
so
I hadn't thought of that.
I got a different topic to talk about, only because I started seeing these videos on YouTube about stolen valor. And this is ex-Marine. He's down there and he shows all these videos of stolen valor and whatnot. And I was just watching it. I was like, okay. And then I saw this video of this guy who was standing out in front of an elementary school. And I want to say it was either California or Florida, probably about 8-9 years ago. And he said he was a Marine. He went overseas. But come to find out, he didn't make it out of boot camp. And then they said the guy's name. And then I remembered it. His guy's name was Custis, Craig Custis. And I remember when I lived in Killeen, Texas, I used to be a bouncer, and he was a bouncer there with me. And I remember when he finally got called out, he was still running that facade. Like he was still acting like he was a Marine and whatnot. I say that only because I seen somebody, a Marine in Walmart the other day, go up and down this guy, like up one side down the other.
Really?
He had an army uniform on with a Navy SEAL pendant
Up!
over his name badge, and the guy was. I said, "Oh my God!" The guy was going off on him. I was just standing there and I was watching, and I was just like, my wife was like, "Are you gonna say something to him?" I said, "Nah." I said, "I don't attack the mental disturbed, because that's the only explanation I can think of. If you do that and walk around public, like."
Well,
I was shocked by it.
I think
I'd heard of it, but I'd never seen it.
yeah, I think they should be called out, but I think some of it goes too far. And I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing that, what's going through your head?
Well,
How do you think you're not going to get caught? I mean, these guys don't
Right.
even have the fucking intelligence to go online to figure out what medals they're supposed to actually be wearing. The only one who should ever get their ass kicked
Right. You
is
gotta hold that-
is possibly a guy wearing a Medal of Honor who didn't earn it. Then that guy should have his ass kicked. Otherwise,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, but otherwise,
actually,
Right.
there have been guys that have claimed the Medal of Honor that they were phonies.
Yeah.
You got to have balls to claim the Medal of Honor when you didn't have it.
But that's like the dumbest thing to do, because there's only like a handful of people that are even alive that have the Medal of Honor. So
exactly.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Lately, they've been
But
giving.
there is a difference between like the guys that pretend that they were badasses, and like the guys wearing a fucked up uniform that is like, he's not all there mentally. I don't think people should be yelling at him and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
The ones who really.
I mean, there's ways to go about it, but
They were doing this down in South Florida, where there's one like boiler room type of place would go in front of like the Publix and collect money, so-called, for veterans, and they're all wearing their camis and everything, and that pissed me off, because I don't think you should be using the. I went into the manager. I said, "There's people bleeding and fucking dying in that uniform, and these assholes are out here fucking collecting money with it. That's bullshit." So,
right.
but
And not only that, it's like anybody with prior service is gonna know. Oh, you wearing camis? You know you can't wear camis out in public.
yes,
You know you can't wear no damn camis.
that's right. Although, unless you're working,
So, yeah.
you can't. And I don't know about, I guess the Army too. I don't know about anybody else, but the
Yeah.
Marine Corps, you get caught out in town
Yeah.
with camis, they'll office hours your ass.
On your way home and on your way to work, you can stop.
Yeah,
Oh hell yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you can't.
out there in damn camis. Like you said, if you're standing out there in front of the public, yeah, no.
No, and he had that and tennis shoes on, and I'm like, okay, I guess he's out here PTing or something. I don't know, but I don't remember ever wearing tennis shoes with camis PTing. So, that just pisses me off. But these guys, I see the videos. I've never actually seen one of these guys do this, but around here, that would be normal because people don't do shit like that. But I don't know. I think they should be called out so everybody knows.
I haven't seen any around here, probably because we're so close to Pendleton.
Yeah, you can't get away with
They
that.
get the fuck shit
But
kicked
these
out
guys, some of them
them.
look like they're in the North Korean army with all the medals and the badges and the fucking ribbons they're wearing. Which, in most, I don't know about any other services. Like in the Marine Corps, you either wear medals with one uniform or you wear ribbons. Because they have a ribbon for every medal, and then if like you won 2 bronze stars, you'll have 2 stars on it or something like that, or 1 star really. But they don't bother to go online to find out the rules and exactly where they're supposed to be, and they're all on top of each other, and it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah. Like one guy picked up the phone and he said, "Hello, Staff Sergeant." Now, if you're a Staff Sergeant, another sergeant calls, you're not going to call him Staff Sergeant. You're going to be like, "Hey, Sarge." I mean, he called him Staff Sergeant. I said, "No, how are you going to be a Staff Sergeant calling somebody else Staff Sergeant?" But
I don't know.
I said, "All right.
You only do that shit in front of the fucking men. You do that shit in front of the men. Hell, I knew Staff Sergeants I used to hang out with. I called them by their first name when we weren't on the base. You pull that. You can't pull that shit when you're, on the base in front of everybody, but still.
Well, the whole dead giveaway is the guy in the bar bragging that was the guy in the bar never bragging about being the head fucking cook at whatever, you know what I mean?
Right. Everybody's a SEAL or a Ranger or Delta Force and all that other crap. So yeah.
Yeah.
The guy was like, I'm not a Hollywood Marine. And the guy asked him where he went to boot camp. He said Orlando. He's like, there's only 2 boot camps in San Diego or Paris Island. He's like, yeah, well, I had to go to Orlando because it was top secret. And I already knew that guy was like, this guy said he was a top secret boot camp. And I just looked and I was just like, I said there's something wrong with this guy. I can't possibly say anything to him without feeling bad. Like he's way out there.
Top secret.
Yeah, boy, you're right.
The only time you see top secret boot camp is right before you get there because you have no idea what you're about to go through.
That's right.
On the bus.
Yeah.
That's the top secret part.
Yeah.
Because I got there and start screaming.
And even in the Marine Corps, they tell you where the boot camps are, which one you're going to. I was like, oh, I'm going to South Carolina. That's cool.
Yeah,
and they never once mention the sand fleas or any of that bullshit or the swamps. They don't ever mention that in the recruiting office. Oh, God.
Oh, man. But yeah, I felt bad for the guy. I was like, this guy he's clearly got a mental issue.
Oh, wait.
Either that or he's overcompensate something.
Well, yeah, for lack of brains.
Yeah,
these guys, see, the problem is they think they're going to impress women because most women have no fucking clue about any of this shit. They see the medals and they think he's a war hero and don't realize you can buy the medals off of fucking eBay. You can buy all that shit off eBay. I mean, it's not like it's really hard to find,
Just go to the Army Navy store. There's plenty of them. We're all over the place.
Yeah, we don't have none here, but
Well, I used to get a catalog from this one place.
Oh no.
that you could buy you could read, buy medals and shadow boxes and all kinds of shit. It was like I don't know how they got me, but they sent it to me all the time. I would have one a lot.
Oh man.
I don't know.
So y'all were talking about I just got on when I heard y'all talking about a statue or some shit. What statue were I talking about?
George Floyd statue.
St. George.
It's got it's like
There's a George Floyd statue?
Yeah, well, it's like a 600 or 700-pound bronze statue of him sitting on a park bench, I guess, if the picture was correct. And
For what?
For what? Well, he's St. George. He had 14 funerals. He must be somebody. It's called appeasement, is what it is. It's called liberal, democratic, socialist, communist policies that we must apparently bow down to the criminal element. I don't know, and I don't care, because I'm not going to go see it. It means nothing to me. The way I see it is that money would have been better spent somewhere else.
What?
Where was I guess that was.
I thought we were over this.
No,
okay.
I guess not. I don't know. I personally,
Okay, so
I think that cop.
whoever was advocating for him, they got what they wanted.
Yep.
Just leave it alone. They got what they wanted. He got convicted. Okay, move on with life. He doesn't need a statue. You know why? Because people who get statues make some type of contribution. I mean, I don't know what type of contribution he made, but whatever.
Well, he kept the jailers working. That was like keeping jobs. Well, he kept the jailers working and the criminal justice system working. He was creating jobs and letting people keep them, so that was good, I guess. I think that.
Well, apparently he wasn't a master forger, and he couldn't make a $20 bill to fool anybody, so he didn't contribute to the forgery world.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. What needs to happen is these big companies and fucking mayors and all, they all need to start saying, no, we've gone too far, we're not doing it. You wouldn't see that shit in Florida. At least not by the state.
Well, that's because their pockets are getting greased too. They don't care.
Oh yeah. Well,
they don't care.
Wait a minute. Maybe pretty soon the NFL will rename a stadium after him.
I'd love to kick Derek Chauvin.
I don't know. Look, I know that you guys are.
Kevin Bearden says, I'd love to kick Derek
I know with us. Like,
Go ahead.
What? Yeah, no, I was saying because I know there's a generation gap between my generation and your generation. And then there's a generation gap between my generation and this generation. But what I can say for your generation is that, you guys were, let's say, raised, like if you raised your voice to your parents, you got your ass kicked. Or if you breathed the wrong way, you got your ass kicked. And when somebody calls you a name, you don't cry about it. I'm the same way. I got my ass kicked. But this generation, and it just goes back to everything. I call them a name. Oh, they need a rally, or they need a statue because we need social justice. Like everybody's just, they're so off the prescription cotton. I swear to you, they are. Everything needs to be memorialized or like.
That's a perfect phrase.
I don't get it.
Prescription cotton. That's fucking.
I don't get it. It's
hilarious.
Like okay, so little Johnny.
Well, you know what?
It's like little Johnny down the street. Okay, little Johnny down the street was talking shit to Billy. And really beat them up. Oh, okay, now this guy gets a shrine in the middle of the town square because he got his ass kicked. Like, come on. I mean,
Yeah. Well, here's the deal.
I can think of better things to spend my money.
In the end,
Like,
all the Confederate statues they took down, the ones like Michael Brown's plaque and the frickin' George Floyd, whatever the hell it is, okay? How has that made anybody else's life better? Did everybody suddenly calm down? Oh, God, there's no more Confederate statues. The rebel flag's been banned. George Floyd has a statue. Michael Brown has a plaque. Everything is beautiful. No. It has not. And
no,
why?
you made it worse.
Because there is an age-old thing that says when you appease people, they're going to want more and more and more until you say no, and then they're going to go, and the sad part is I don't think most black people give a shit about George Floyd. They knew he was a criminal. I think the problem is it's the white liberals causing this. I do. I mean, white liberals are just about the worst people on the fucking planet. They're complaining about something they actually know nothing about, and while doing it have become more racist than anybody else.
Well, here's the thing: they just want to latch themselves to problems of what's popular. It's like I feel like this, and I'm not a liberal, I'm not a conservative. I just call it as I see it. I feel like the white liberals, I like to call them, they're like novelty. Whatever's a novelty or what's going on or whatever's a fad, they attach themselves to it until it's no longer popular, nobody's talking about it, and then they move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
That's how I think of it.
That's exactly right, Daniel.
Yeah, I think he's right.
That's exactly right. These white liberals,
that's how I think.
they're the biggest race baiters there is. They're saying, there's all this racism, but they're not looking in the mirror and seeing just how racist what they're doing is. They're bringing it up.
And the thing is, I argue a lot of people, and I have a lot of black friends that argue me down on this. All conservatives are racist, and the conservative lawmakers are racist. I say, why? I said, you weren't screaming this before Trump was in office. You people think Trump is racist, so anybody has to say him is going to be racist, knowing that people like Mitch McConnell were there 30, 40 years before him. But all of a sudden, Mitch McConnell's racist because Trump is president. I said, look how stupid that sounds. Yeah. He wasn't racist before then. Oh, well, we didn't know about him before then. How did you not know about him? If you could pay attention to politics, you know that he's been the leader of the Republican Party for decades. So I mean, where's the disconnect here?
Yeah, Mitch McConnell isn't racist.
The Confederate statue.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell ain't a racist. He's a corrupt piece of shit, but he's not a racist. At least not outwardly. I don't know him personally, but he's a fucking corrupt piece of garbage. See, the thing about conservatives at this point, many hardcore conservatives like myself don't like any of them. None of them. And they're all corrupt, and that's the problem. But
right.
I mean, I don't care. Yeah, exactly. If you're and Chuck Schumer's worse than both of them, and in the end, the problem is not the American people. The problem is the government.
Yep.
So.
And
what are you, outside?
I know what a lot of people don't understand and don't know. I'm sitting on my porch.
Oh, because
I'm on my patio, actually.
Oh.
You live next to the fucking airport?
I live next to the freeway.
That makes sense.
Yeah. We can hear it.
The freeway is literally like, I'm looking at the freeway from my But what I was gonna say was a lot of people don't know, and I know you guys probably know, is that like back in the day, Democrats and Republicans they flip flopped on their views, but
Yep.
nobody seems to do that. Nobody seems to understand that. They're like, oh well, slavery was by the Republicans. No, it was from the Democrats. If you could go back and do your history, the Democrats are the ones who were supporting slavery. Over the years, their ideologies flip flop. But they're like, no, the Republicans are bad people. No, there's bad people everywhere. Republicans aren't completely bad people. Look at some of the stuff they stand for. I don't agree with everything, but a lot of shit that the Republicans do, I do agree with. There's very few things I agree with on the Democrat side. But at the same time, I mean, there's shit on both sides. It's just the whole government as a whole. Not one side is great and the other side is bad. That's just stupid. That's dumb. That's just an ass-backwards way of thinking.
Yep.
Like that Democrats could do no wrong.
Well, it's almost like saying all white people are horrible, all black people are horrible, because it's just not true. Okay, it's not true. You can't. That's what the Democrats. That's what they all like to do, is put everybody into some group or another, and the government is good at it. Okay, but in the end, you can't do that because not everybody is the same.
Correct.
So,
Well, it all comes down to now the politicians are just out for themselves. It's like fucking the WWE wrestling bullshit. Democrats. It's a fucking game show. It is. They're all fucking full of shit. People are getting fucking smart to it too.
Oh yeah, every 4 years you can wait for it. It's the same routine, or any election cycle. It's the same routine. The same shit show that comes around every time there's an election. Republicans, or this, Democrats or that. It's the same damn show every damn time. It never changes. Same shit.
yeah.
So people are getting smart to that kind of crap.
The
Saying,
Republicans,
okay, everybody's full of shit here.
the Republicans make all kinds of promises and say, we're going to do this, this, and this. We vote them in. They don't do any of it. You vote in the Democrats, they just cost you more money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in there. They all costing us too damn much money. They hand money to everybody and their mother across the world. Give it to illegal aliens. Do this, do that. Scream and rant and rave at each other. And in the end, we pay. It's that simple. We pay. And the states are no better. You damn near need a license in the state to take a shit every day. And here we are sitting around wondering why. Our will is we've got freedom. No, we don't. No, we don't.
They're rapidly trying to take that away.
They're not trying.
Everybody's cost but theirs.
They're doing it. Look, we got certain inalienable rights. Everybody talks about the first two, so we'll talk about them here. They're taking away as much of the First Amendment from everybody by calling everybody names when you say something they don't like. When in reality, that right was put there so that people who say things you don't like had the right to say them without having any kind of government interference at all. Okay? And the Second Amendment, obviously, they've been taken away for long before any of us were born. And they continue to do it bit by bit by bit. Jimmy Collins is here. Robert Wood is here. Daryl Rector is here. How you guys doing? Gotta wonder what happened to make states like Virginia and Rhode Island turn liberal. Giveaways, government fucking giveaways. Liberal cities. Okay, that's what happened. Fucking ridiculous. In the end, we pay. Everybody. Especially when they start raising taxes and everything else, because what are they going to do? They got to pay for all this crap somehow, even though they're borrowing all the money from China, they're freaking in other places, and they're freaking running up the national debt. Everybody seems to think they pay their taxes, and then the government apparently makes all this money just go all these different places. They collect less than we freaking get than they give away. You ask the average person in the street about the national debt, and they just look at you like, huh? So?
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah.
It's Trump's fault.
Yeah.
It's all you do. They have no clue what the hell.
TF, Trump's fault.
Yeah. Trump's fault. June damn.
Well, you could ask most people in the street if they know what debt means.
True. We're so far in it now that in any normal world we would be bankrupt, basically. You know. And you know, Trump had 4 years. I wish that he would have stopped sending money to all these Middle Eastern countries that hate us. I mean, I think it's good that he quit paying for everybody else to be in NATO and all this, but apparently we're doing it again. At some point, the UN has to go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just, it's got a lot of background noise.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to silence an American. Is that what y'all doing over there?
Oh, shit.
Especially a black American. That's what we're doing.
We
You're trying to silence a real
Are you
American.
American enough?
we forgot to tell Matt
Prove
about that.
Where do you buy your clothes? Your clothes all say American on them?
Oh, man. I really wish Matt was there for that. That shit would have been fun.
Yeah. Matt, Monday when you weren't here, right? So this guy calls in, and I forget his name now, but he's like the America First.
His name is Pete.
He almost started a fight with
Pete.
Nick. He almost started a fight with Nick. I mean, he was on the phone like 10 seconds. He starts fighting with Nick, and I'm like, oh God. Then he starts asking us, well, where was your shirt made? I mean, does it say made in America? And I'm looking, and I kicked him off. He comes back on and says, are you trying to silence me? I'm like, oh God.
No, he said, who muted my mic? He said, somebody muted my mic. And I think it was either Dave or Nick was just like, we don't control your audio, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that to him.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What do you come on here with that Gilligan hat? How
Yeah.
do you expect us to take you serious?
Yeah.
With his
Oh,
made in
shit.
Malaysia
Fucking
Gilligan
Uber.
hat.
Yeah. Check the tag on your shirt to make sure it's made in America. But hey, Pete, check your computer and see where it's fucking made at, dipshit.
Yeah. I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, you missed it, Matt. You would have fucking had
Yeah,
good
that
time
was
with
from
that.
0 to 6.
Yeah, and it's happened like in seconds. He comes on and he's like, because he was from Florida, and I was like, oh, okay, Homestead, I think it was, which is a long way from my house, but still. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. And within 10 seconds, he's like getting on Nick's fucking ass. I'm like, how does this? What the fuck?
Chain.
I said, there's something wrong. Something seriously wrong with this job.
I don't remember what I said, but boy, it just didn't coincide
You said
with his shit.
You you said something to the point of like, hey, look, nobody's trying to argue with you. And he's like, well, I'm not the guy you want to get in a pissing contest with anyway.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
right.
what
Yeah, like we're supposed to be on. If he was supposed to be a conservative, he fucked the whole thing up because we're all supposed to be on the same side, right? So what's he
Right.
fighting with us? You know, bring up your point. What do you got to say? You know, don't fight with us.
right.
He was just a fucking instigator, is what he was, I believe.
You know,
Yeah,
there is
a petulant child.
days and Homestead.
Yeah, you'd had a good time though, with that one. You'd had a good
He's the
time.
kind of kid you'd see on the floor in the supermarket. Parents yelling at him,
No shit.
"You gotta go home now. You gotta go home."
He said on the floor. He was one of them kids with the leashes.
Yeah. 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 Jimmy Collins says that
Oh, by
motherfucker
the
was
way,
just a
happy
liberal.
Father's Day to anybody out here that's a father.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Jimmy Collins says that motherfucker was just
Well,
a liberal
I bet you-
mole. Yeah, I know Jimmy, apparently. I don't know for sure, but he definitely was. Another 2 minutes, he'd have been on my nerves real quick with that bullshit, talking about what kind of shirt
He
you're
was in a
wearing. I'm
class
like,
by himself. He was in a class all by himself.
yeah, I was like, you know what, dude, please. If I went to your house, I'd find just as much Walmart made in China shit as everybody else's fucking house. So shut up.
Yeah, it's just a male Karen. He's a male Karen.
I'd tell him it was Gucci. It's made in Italy. So fucking what?
Yeah.
That microphone you're talking that bullshit on probably came from Thailand. So
Something, yeah.
I mean, nothing is totally American. Everybody
Yeah.
knows that shit.
And
I was like, unless he's walking around with a burlap,
Nick and Dave tried to
Even
tell him
like
that.
electronics, you know, might be made in America. The subcomponents all come from all over the planet.
Yep.
You know?
Yep,
Right,
that's
right, unless
right.
he's walking around in a burlap sack.
And you got
Gilligan has to.
you got
I swear to God,
to check on that. They bought them off Amazon. It's probably from China.
I'm about to say, the way he was acting, he was so uptight. I was like, this guy's a virgin. Like, he's backed up. He needs to do some release or something. Like, don't let me act like that.
He's a virgin.
I checked out his
Hey,
Oh shit.
I checked out his profile page and I saw the Gilligan hat. I said, this guy got the John Holmes mustache, but probably doesn't get any at all. So I was like, this guy.
He's useless with his home
God
page.
damn it. I can't believe I missed this shit.
oh,
Oh,
man.
man, you mad.
You'd have had a blast with this dude.
And the thing is, he's
I just would have shut up and let you people act.
Yeah,
that,
that would have been a show in itself.
the thing is, he's like from Homestead, which is 95% Cuban. Many of them
Really?
weren't made in America either. Yeah, Homestead, Florida is like easy 95% Cuban. It's right now, it's down there south of
They
Miami.
weren't made in America.
Hecho en Cuba.
That is the definition. That's the definition of ironic.
Yeah,
That's like,
so,
what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
I mean, when he got to the shirts
Okay.
part and shit, I was like,
Right.
oh, God, what did I do? Because I've done this before. You find these guys, they want to come on, you let them on, and then it's just a fucking disaster. And Matt usually says, get this fucker off of here, or something like that, you know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
when he almost started a fight with Nick, I'm like, how do you start a fight with Nick? I mean, first of all, okay. And Nick don't, you
I
know,
would Nick. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like, he's Nick. Come on, you don't do that.
I remember what I said, Jeff. When he started with the shirt tag thing, and he said, you know, does your shirt tag say made in USA or whatever? I said, good luck finding one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it just set him the fuck off.
Yeah.
It set him the hell off.
But even if it's made in the USA,
Oh, you can
But
even
you try, you'll find it in an I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, you moron.
I was just sitting there with this
I'm
look
looking
on
at my
my
shirt right
face.
now.
I was just sitting there with this look on my face, like, oh shit, what did I do? Isn't there a
That's one of the
place in
mutant
Florida
couch
called Little
people.
Cuba? No, it's
Yeah.
called Little Havana. It's down in Miami, Alan. Little Havana. It's kind of like Chinatown
Yeah,
or
Eunice, my city used to be called Little Havana because of all the drugs that used to come through here in the 70s.
yeah.
I'm willing to bet that he,
Most of
I'm willing
Miami.
to bet that he walks around Homestead with his head down.
He probably. He didn't. I don't know if he really looked Cuban, to be honest. So I don't know. I know down there they are really starting to go Republican because of the love for Castro and shit. And nobody down there likes Castro or anybody by the name of Castro or anything like that. So with the when Obama went to Cuba and was all buddy with Castro, well, Raul anyway, they were unhappy with that, and so I don't know. They seem to be turning to Republican, so I don't know if that's good either. But you know,
Grassroots. I had to look that up. I was like, what is an American grassroots?
well,
I had to Google it. That man had me working. He owes me. I had to get Google. I said, what's an American grassroots organization? Then I started looking it up, and I was just like, oh,
well
these yahoos.
I've
They
never
believe like, oh,
I've never heard of the America First. I mean, I've heard America First. Obviously, Trump said it 5,000 times, and that's great and everything. I didn't know there was a fucking actual movement. I mean, one that was like
I
had
didn't either.
organization
I had no idea.
and all that. I'm like, okay, well, is it you in your bedroom on your computer, or with your green screen, or are there actual people involved with this?
He's in his grandma's basement.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
That's
But
why he looks like he's got a couple extra crossbones.
every now and again, we get one of these fucking
Yeah,
idiots.
yeah.
Anyway, I blocked him off of Skype, so, and I don't think he'll be back on here.
Whatever happened to him?
I'm sure he went off and badmouthed us to everybody. And what he doesn't realize is he can't make us any worse or less popular. I mean, how could he do that? So,
Right. What the hell's he gonna do?
yeah. So,
Hey, so whatever happened to that flat earther?
Yeah, we can only get more people to the show with that guy.
I think that,
Right.
yeah, I think
Anyway,
that. I think that he got pissed off one night or something because he started telling me something about what I was thinking, and I told him not to, me, I'm very polite. I told him not to fucking do that, and that was the end of that. Listen, you can believe that the earth is flat, that's fine. No problem. If you want to bring it up, we'll talk about it. But I should tell you now, we're all going to disagree with you, and we're all going to laugh at you. Just so you know. That's it. Okay, because I'm pretty
I saw a
sure.
meme about all the people that got hurt in the flat Earth surfing contest. The people were going off the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like 40 people got killed or something.
He's going to be responsible for 20% drop in viewership. Say goodbye to both of those spectators. Thank you, Eric. That was nice of you to rub that in there. Not to change the subject, but my wife made a casserole last night, added Italian sausage, chopped up to it. Was one mean casserole. You're not changing the subject.
Yeah, it's an
Robert.
Italian meatloaf.
Yeah, we're really not going to talk about your casserole, your sausage casserole situation from last night. But thanks for adding to the conversation. No, Jerry is only a big meanie when he goes to McDonald's. Yeah, fucker. Can't believe I got kicked out of a McDonald's at 58 years old. 58 fucking years old to get kicked out of McDonald's.
That's a badge of honor.
I don't know. I mean, I got to tell you, their food sucks.
Yeah, they sell a medal for that somewhere?
probably. I could wear 7 of them and act like I've been kicked out of 7 McDonald's. I don't know. Stolen McDonald valor.
Yeah, there you go. Stolen Ronald McDonald valor.
That fucking idiot act like my biggest thing in life was to steal 2 Cokes from McDonald's. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, man? What is wrong with people who cannot?
Yeah, worth all of about 3 cents total.
What is wrong with people who cannot admit a mistake ever? I mean, ever. What the fuck is wrong with people like that?
It's everybody else's fault. It's victim mentality. You can't take blame for something. It's society. You can walk away.
Well, I don't know. If I fuck up,
that tranny that shot somebody.
The man harassing me and holding me down. You know.
If I fuck up, I admit to it. It's just easier. It really is. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get laughed at or whatever, but it's easier to do that than argue with people to be wrong. Anyway, maybe I'm just a fucking idiot.
Alan, you watch the show while you're eating your dinner? You get indigestion.
Yeah, probably. I've been asking that for years, and I've been saying people need to own up to their own mistakes. Easy to do. It's a lot harder to keep up with the damn lies. That's a true story. I learned that a long time ago. It's just, And what does it really do? First of all, if it's really something stupid, people get to laugh at you. That's not a bad thing. Because if you turn around, they've done something just as stupid that everybody laughed at them about. But anyway,
can you laugh at yourself? That is the question.
Oh yeah. If you can't laugh at yourself, you got no
I've done
business.
some stupid shit and laughed at myself.
Yeah, if you can't.
I'm like, what the fuck did you just do, moron?
Yeah, if you can't laugh at yourself, you got no business laughing at anybody else. So Dave posted a video.
I looked at myself in the mirror this morning. I went back to bed.
Well, I don't blame you for that, Dave. I mean, look at you. Not good, Dave.
Scary shit, man.
Yeah, I know. I look at myself and I don't look 20 at all. How did that happen? So Daniel, are you selling any houses? Daniel quit. He's still here, but he ain't paying attention.
He's still here.
Yeah, I know. He just ain't paying no attention.
Let's
see, read a few comments here. Dave posted a video of a fight.
Does he have a different sales pitch with black people or white people? They go shows and places. They get a different shtick.
I doubt it.
That'd be interesting because my best friend's wife is actually she's in real estate in San Antonio area, and who knows how they approach different individuals who they're showing a home to. I have no clue how that works.
Well, yeah, that's the key to being a salesman. You got to relate to whoever you're trying to sell something to. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think when you're going to buy a house,
I remember when we were working on I can remember working for a contractor. We were working in a development. I'm not going to mention the name of the people or anything, but what they did was when everything was just about all done and people were looking at the homes, they'd have these good looking broads running around with hot pants on and sunglasses and their headphones on and chugging down the street. And people are like, yeah, I want to move to this area. This looks like a nice place to live.
Oh, you're saying they salted the fucking
Yeah,
with hot fries?
big time,
see?
big time. It looked like the Playboy Club.
Got like bikini car washes
Hey,
going on.
That's ingenious, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I don't think they get away
Go
with
to the
that these
keeper.
days.
The wives didn't like it.
Well,
But the husbands made the money.
Yeah.
I would think that when you're going to buy a house, the wife had better like it better than the husband. There better really be something wrong with it if the husband don't like it.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're gonna be punished big time if she doesn't.
Yeah. So, or it's going to be like a shitload
Yeah,
of work.
the husband just needs to like. Yeah, the husband just needs to like the couch. It has to be comfortable.
Yeah, he already has
That's all
that.
that matters.
He just needs to get it moved from one place to
The
the
garage.
other.
The garage.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I
Yeah.
love my barn so
I'd like
much.
to know if the drainage pond is gonna have fish in it for fishing.
I had a garage before we moved here. We didn't have nothing, so I had a $5,000 barn put in. It's a lovely place. All my stuff is there. It's very nice.
Like the Hotel California.
Yeah. Yeah, more or less. The only thing that sucks is not attached to the house. So if it's raining out, I gotta walk in the rain. But what are you gonna do?
Or just spend the night. Just spend the night in the shed. Shit on it.
Well, there's really not any room for me to sleep in there. So I mean, I got both the mowers in there. Whatever project I'm working on is in there. The walls are completely like got shelving all over them for all kinds of crap. So, but after redoing the whole thing, I know where everything is now, and it's beautiful.
Well, cool. It's not a clusterfuck like Matt's garage, is it? Shit all over the place in that thing. Mama Pig would lose her litter, and that's
Yeah,
something.
well, I'm like fucking Einstein. I remember exactly where every fucking screw, bolt, nut, nail, and everything is.
Sleeping in the shed sucks. There's no insulation. It's hot as hell in the summer and freezing cold in the winter. Well, my barn is under a bunch of trees, so although it's hot, it's not near as bad as it could be if I had to put it somewhere else. So,
Who said that?
Jimmy Collins. My shed is kind of out in the sun
You
most
just
of
got
the
to
day.
viking up a little bit there, Jimmy.
I ain't sleeping in the shed either. And there's room in there. I just, it would have to be very bad for me to sleep in the shed. For some reason, you can't hear me from Daniel Rio. Well, Daniel,
Hey.
You?
Check your mute
Awesome.
button, Danny Boy over there.
I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. He gets offended by calling him Danny, right? Isn't that, he told me that before. They're like Danny.
Yes. Correct.
Matt retracts that statement.
Yep. It'd be tractatized.
Although I like that kind of, I like that name. I don't see why anybody would like it, really.
Oh, Jerry's being accused of muting Daniel now.
Yeah, just silencing another American.
Yeah. How dare you?
Hey, Dave, on a side segue, I was watching this weird video about the vastness of the universe,
Yes.
and a bunch of these goddamn mega stars that I've never heard of that dwarf our sun.
Yeah, it makes our sun look like the Earth compared to the sun.
A fucking BB next to a bowling.
Yeah, they're huge, man.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. If they were in our solar system, they'd swallow up, they'd be so big that they would encompass the area that our planet is in, and I think the first 4 planets or something, or more. Yeah, they're huge.
It's fucking bizarre.
A lot of fusion going on there.
It was like a BB. Our sun was a BB, and this thing was a bowling ball.
Yeah. And then some.
Yeah, they started measuring the bigger ones, not in like millions of kilometers, but they were measuring them in light years. The
Yeah.
fucking size of them.
Hey, Matt, here's another thing too about that. You know, these stars, you think nothing of it. You know, they're so far away, but when they go nova, when they explode, you know, we're not in a safe zone. If we're in the way of that shit, we get fried. It just completely wipes our atmosphere away, and then boils the oceans out.
It would take a fucking million years before it could get here.
The brightness of it is like so vast, it would just light up. It'd be the brightest thing in the universe every time one of those things go off, brighter than all the stars put together. That's a lot of energy. It's pretty, yeah, it's freaking spooky, man. It's just mind-boggling.
Well, it's probably don't even exist anymore. You're just seeing the light coming through from millions of years ago, just speeding through.
Yeah, so,
There's a lot of them. A lot of them are still cooking. But even if you go to the furthest star you can see, and then you look out as far as you can see, it just keeps going and going and going. You know, just look back 13.8 billion years ago. And meanwhile, the universe is also expanding, so that gets confusing.
yeah, they're all moving away farther.
Right. Well, some things are coming toward us and some things are going away from us. That's why you get the red shift and the blue shift. Instead of like the sound of a train coming towards you and the sound of it going away changes, you get the same thing, the Doppler effect with light, but it goes red shifts or blue shifts. That's so they can tell which way the ship's
Did
going.
you see that Hubble telescope thing where they pointed it at, they could see nothing?
Deep field.
Yeah.
The deep field
You see
photograph.
that one? Yeah, that's bizarre too.
They said,
Jesus
whoa, look
Christ.
over there. There's nothing to see. It's all dark. So they left the camera on for a couple of days. And the scientists said, wow, look at all those stars. And then the other scientist goes, those aren't stars, man. Those are galaxies.
Yeah, that was a mind blower, man. They were like, let's just point it at some. There's nothing we can see here. Just point it out here, and they were like,
Yep.
that
Bullshit.
costs a lot of money. It's like a waste of time, but they did
Yeah.
it. Found this fucking the deep field.
Yeah.
It's fucking bizarre, man.
I think they did another one, and it was even more mind-boggling. But the stars, the galaxies look like stars that were so far away. But then you realize the billions of stars in each one of those, and there's billions of these galaxies, and that's where it looks like there's nothing. So think about looking into a populated.
Hundreds of billions.
Yeah.
Which is a mind-boggling fucking number.
Yeah. And then they still say that most of the matter in the universe we can't see. It's missing. That's why they get that dark energy and dark matter. They don't understand where the rest of the shit is. Even with all that stuff to see, there's like 90-something% is missing. The universe is missing. So where the hell is it? And what is it?
Probably went on vacation.
And we are the only sentient beings,
Yeah.
as Gold said.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
I'm just
I think it's time for a song from Jerry.
I don't think that'll help at this point, Dave.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey,
How
wait a
about
minute.
Stardust?
I love it when he gets into it, man. When he gets into it, you gotta think of a tune that's gonna stick in his head. Let me find one. He'll go off.
Sky rockets in flight, afternoon delight.
I hated that fucking song.
No, the dark of the
I hated that damn song.
Yeah, I hated that song. It was on like every 7 minutes.
Monday, can't trust that day.
Every other day, every other day, every other day of the week is fine. But when Monday comes,
Well, you know, the mamas and the papas.
Yep.
They had a good song that California Dreamin'.
That was all right. Yeah, that was all right.
Monday probably wasn't a favorite of John McKenzie because he was blessing his daughter and shit. So maybe Monday wasn't a good day for him.
The psychiatrist can't change the oil in his car unless it wants to change. All right, Eric. Yeah, you have to want to change to change.
You know, I don't know if I believe. Is that actually true? Because, you know, everybody says that shit now, and he's dead, so he can't even fight it for himself. Almost as bad as Muskrat Love. I hated Muskrat Love. It was so bad.
Yes. Yes, Barbara. Yes.
Muskrat
Until I get that out of my head.
Muskrat Sam.
Yeah, but you wanted to bone to Neil, didn't you?
Rabbit vermin mating in the swamp.
Land. I've been ousted. What do you mean you've been ousted? We were trying to silence you, Jimmy. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. I mean, they had a lot of good hit songs.
I always liked to see Helen Reddy on. She did it. I liked Helen Reddy. I thought she was sexy.
I am woman, hear me roar. There's a cockroach on the floor. Da 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 da. And I need a big strong man to kill the thing that's on the floor. Da na 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 na. God, I remember that song when I was a kid. That was during the women's liberation bullshit and all that.
You know, yeah.
You were all
The Bernie Bros part was cool.
Pop stars back then were so fucking cheesy.
No, she was one of them protest pop song stars. That's what she is. Still is. Everything with people like that is some kind of
She
fucking
gotta be
protest.
dead by now. It's time.
I don't think she's dead. I think she's old, but she's not dead. I know she
I'll
was.
flip a coin.
I know that she
we'll
wasn't.
bet on it.
I know that she wasn't dead during Trump because she hated him. Muskrat Susie, Muskrat Sam, do the jitterbug in Muskrat Land. Have you ever?
So she died. She was from Melbourne, Australia, and she died.
Oh, I know that.
Born in 41, died September 29, 20. She died last year, September.
What a shame.
Yep.
Well,
I'd still do her.
Matt's into necrophilia.
All right, man.
Oh, man.
Little necrophilia going on there. That's nice.
Oh my God.
You know what the
Turn
song?
one of the songs on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Matt.
So the cop goes up to Matt and says, "What do you think you're doing to that woman?" He goes, making love to her. And he goes, well, she's dead. He goes, well, I thought she was an American.
Now we're doing necrophilia jokes. Okay, the end is almost near here, people. Okay, that's it. We're doing necrophilia jokes.
Yeah.
Warm her up first, Matt. Oh, that's great, Jimmy.
And the cop would have said, "What are you doing?"
She died last
No, the
year.
cop would have said, "What are you doing?" She's dead. And I would have said, "How's she dead? I didn't even finish yet."
Okay.
Oh, boy. Well, this is taking an ugly turn.
Moving right along.
Yeah, quickly, expeditiously.
Yeah, how about another song, Jerry?
I don't know. I don't.
No, I'll tell you.
After that, I
there
have
was a
no
song
interest.
when I was in high school. And there was a song when I was in high school by Robert Plant, Big Log. I hated that fucking song.
Big
I
Log?
absolutely hated that song, and it played nonstop.
Big Log?
Yeah.
Robert Plant.
Big
Yeah,
Log.
he wrote
is the
it
name of
about
the song.
me. Me and Bob were friends for a long time.
Yeah. It's about driving a truck is what it's all about, cross country or something.
They used to wear out Stairway to Heaven and Riders on the Storm, too.
But Big Log, I hated that
Riders
fucking
on the
song.
Storm
And
was
in my older life, I've come to actually like the fucking song because I actually started listening to it.
Well, I used to hate a lot of songs
Have to
on the
look up Big
radio,
Log.
but you hear them so many
Okay,
times,
well,
you learn the
It is
words.
Pride Month, Nick.
Oh,
Put the
yeah.
lime in the coconut and drink them boiled up.
Yeah. In the
Oh,
summertime.
no.
when
The one
weather
that
is
killed
dry.
me was Electric Avenue. And
Uh,
that was on every fucking
I
3
gotta
minutes.
get
Go
down to
We're going to
Electric
Electric
Avenue.
Avenue.
Gonna rock down
Ow.
to Electric
Hey.
Avenue.
Yeah, what was the other one? Still the wine, take that pearl.
Oh, yeah. Who sang
Yeah,
that?
but that wasn't like
That was
that
like
was
a hippie
war.
song.
Eric Burden.
Eric Burden.
Eric Burden.
Eric Burden.
That was like a hippie song or something. How about Freaks and
You know,
Harry's?
the animals. I never got the animals really.
Freaks and Harry's.
I didn't like the House of the Rising Sun. I mean, that was stupid.
There was.
Oh, that was
Dykes and Fairies, Dykes and Fair. Dykes,
Yeah, Freaks and Harry's,
tax the
Dykes and
rich,
Fairies.
feed the poor, till there is no rich no more.
Yeah, that was like a hippie song.
The band was
Let me see. I can look it up.
let me take a guess.
Okay.
God damn, son, took my tongue.
I'd like to change the world was the name of the song.
It is, yeah.
Um,
Who the hell sang that?
that's what I'm trying to think.
Oh,
10 years after sang it.
No,
Yeah, 10
no.
years after sang
I was
that.
gonna go Moody Blues. or
no,
something.
Stone Kettle. Stone Kettle says.
So what? 10 years after we did a remake of it?
Oh, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe Stone Kettle is the one who remade it. 10 years
Yeah, I
after.
remember that song for a long time.
Yeah,
That's reminds me of another song
1971.
I couldn't stand was Nights in White Satin by Procol Harum. I couldn't stand that.
I
song.
like that song. It was
Jesus
all right.
Christ.
Who did that first? Was that Moody Blues? Moody Blues did that
Moody
song
Blues,
first, didn't
yeah,
they?
yeah.
Nights in White Satin.
Nights in white satin, never reaching.
Never reaching the end.
It's fucking bullshit.
Letters I've written, never meaning to send.
Yep.
And I love you.
House of the Rising Sun was one of my dad's
Yeah,
favorites.
with the orchestra and everything. Oh Christ.
Yeah, it kind of reminded, that song is like what I think it was influence on ELO, because they had that whole freaking like orchestra playing with them and all the synthesized music and everything else. All right, listen, I got to go outside because apparently my wife is out in the yard again and she shouldn't be because the dog has found a snake. So I'll be right back.
Okay. Tell us what kind it is other than the dead one. It's not a rattlesnake.
And other like top pop hit songs that are just fucking irritating as fuck. I mean, there's millions of them.
Yep. Like to hear what happens with Jerry
I
there.
guess we don't hear any.
I hope the dog didn't engage the snake if it was a venomous one. Oop, that's the end of that snake.
Yeah, my dog caught a squirrel a while ago.
A squirrel?
Just carrying
A squirrel.
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 And he was just carrying him around in his mouth, and then he'd spit him out, and like chase him around, and then pick him up again, and
Hey, torturing him.
oh yeah, yeah. You give him a toy, he shakes the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But he was just like walking around. He's like, "Hey, I got a fucking buddy here, little squirrel. I'm gonna put him down, and then I'm gonna catch him again." And he's a fucking dumb dog.
And the thing's squealing in pain.
No, he didn't hurt him. Actually, he let him go.
He just mouthed it.
Yeah. He is the dumbest dog I've
If
ever
it's
had
bitten,
in my life.
gets a squirrel bite in the nose, he's going to know it.
Well, then he might chomp down.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got.
How'd you do there? How'd you do in the snake thing there?
Oh, the dog came in. He's fine. Leave a snake be. I think it's a Florida pine snake. They're not poisonous. The weird thing is he's been sitting there for like hours now. And usually once that happens, they wait a second or two and then go for shelter, but he's still there. Let's see, Randy's here. I like Tom Jones, and Mom's fave was Elvis. Okay, well, that's fine. Tom Jones, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Remember when that song came out?
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
No, but that wasn't really an irritating song. It was actually a pretty good song.
Yeah, I like Tom Jones back then. My mother loved all the women loved Tom Jones back then. He had a TV show and everything. We had a dachshund that would pick up snakes and shake them till their back was broken. We had a cross between a shepherd and a Rhodesian Ridgeback, and he would go out in that yard, and snakes were not allowed. So he got bit a few times. They get bit anywhere but inside the mouth. You can usually give them a Benadryl, and it helps them. They don't die. We did have to take him once. He got bit in the mouth on the tongue, and he had to get a shot. But anyway, she's not very steady on her feet, so her trying to deal with the dog with anything is not always the greatest plan on the planet. So, anyhow, looks like it's going to be raining again. Thanks a lot, Nick. find out we're not your best friends, and you find out the other night you're not American, and now this. I don't know what we can do. Hello? Hello?
Oh yeah, everybody's here, Jerry. We're just trying to come up with more irritating songs that
Okay.
everybody's heard like fucking 5,000 times.
Well, I can give you the most irritating song of all time if you'd like, and that was My Sharona.
Oh, well, it's not a bad song.
Oh, dear God, that
Played
was
the fuck
horrible.
out of it.
It was on every 3 minutes, and it's freaking a horrible song. It's got 2 fucking words. My Sharona.
It is a little repetitive. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It was horrible.
You know, yeah, it's repetitive. I wouldn't call it horrible, but it was really overplayed. There's no that. What happened to Danny Boy?
You mean Daniel?
He couldn't get back on. For the past 3 days, the forecast shows 5 more days of it. My pond is overflowing. Now blame Nick. It's his fault. Irritating song from Eric Driver, Gungam Style. You know, I don't believe I've ever actually heard that song other than hearing about it. And apparently this was a hit by a fat Chinese guy. Oh,
I never heard about it.
Mickey.
I got one from the Carpenters, Close to You.
I like that song. Just like me.
Well, it was just played so much it got irritating. You know?
Close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream.
Yeah, I think everybody knows it. And it wasn't you.
Oh, the sprinkles on.
Sprinkle stardust in your eyes and made you something about oh so blue. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. That is why all the birds will sing. Okay, Blondie, I want to be your number one. I don't even remember that one. So Heart of Glass started getting old real quick. I never really cared for Heart of Glass, but had a snake run me out of my log truck today.
Heart of Glass is something about a Heart of Glass is something about a piece of ass.
I don't know. Didn't care for the Heart of Glass. I don't know. Blondie was, I could take her or leave her. She's pretty hot, but other than that.
Yeah, she was a little cutie back in the day.
Yeah, it didn't do it for me.
Ooh, Love Bunny.
Love Linda Ronstadt back in the day. Everybody loved Linda Ronstadt. Heart.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac.
Joan Jett. The Blackhearts.
Yeah. Susie Quattro.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Remember Susie Quattro?
Another kind of jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll.
Remember Susie Quattro? Crystal Gale. Oh, I love Crystal Gale. Yes, sir. Don't you make my brown eyes blue. Yep. With the 4-foot hair. Wasn't Crystal Gale like Johnny Cash's daughter or something like that.
It was a cousin, sister, granddaughter.
Thank you, Matt, for that musical history.
Did you guys hear the Walk Like an Egyptian?
Oh, God. That was terrible.
Yeah, I wasn't too fond of that.
No. I'm not, you know what it is?
Oh, but that singer, she was pretty fucking cute too.
I don't know.
The lead singer.
It's like you get a hit song, they play it every 5 fucking minutes, and you're sick of it after a week, or less, depending on if it's good or bad. The 80s was not a good time for music. A lot of synthesized shit. Guys like Boy George. I don't know. Steve Martin and King Tut. Yeah, that was.
Money for nothing.
Do you really want to hurt
How
me?
many times have you heard the fucking money for nothing?
Money for
you're
nothing
Boy
and your
George.
chicks for free. I don't know. I like Dire Straits. Let's see. Alan McMillan's got to go.
That wasn't their
Take care,
greatest
Alan.
effort, that's for sure.
Who did Trailers for Sale or Rent?
Oh, that was. Oh, goddamn.
I ain't got no
I
cigarette.
bet I get it for you, Roger Miller.
Roger Miller, yeah. Trailers
Okay.
for sale or rent. Rooms to rent.
50 Ways to Leave Your Mother? Oh, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Okay.
No room, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. That was a great song. It really was, Roger Miller.
Yeah. Sitting on the dock of the bay.
50 Ways
I love
to
that
Leave
one.
Your Lover. Yeah.
That.
Yeah, I
There's another great Roger, the one where he stuttered
fishing
or did
He used to go fishing down the shore. Used to always hear that song when I was out there fishing down the shore.
In 1840,
Oh, wait a minute.
we took a little trip along with Darrell Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we went to fight the British in the town of New Orleans. Well, they fired our guns and coming. Weren't as many as it was a while ago. Fired once more and they began running down in Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, wow, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yep.
What was that Roger Miller song where we went like, then he starts singing again.
Oh yeah. What the hell was that song?
I don't know.
That was a good song.
He died from cancer.
Well,
apparently.
now we gotta go to the streak. Oh, Jesus. You talk about the dumbest fucking song of all time that you
No.
heard every 5 minutes.
The wrong.
Dick, I'll be the streak. Yeah.
No, that was what's his name. I like him, but the one that was worse than that was Rick Dees and the fucking Disco Duck. Oh my God.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. It was just a horrible thing. It really was.
I guess I'll have to see that is even worse than the street. The fucking Disco Duck.
I saw that a lot of people arrested. I almost got caught.
Ray Stevens was actually pretty fun, pretty good singer.
The day the squirrel got loose in the First Baptist Church.
Yeah, that was
pretty
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah, I love that video too.
Oh yeah.
You know what's kind of funny is him, Ray Stevens, and Jim Stafford.
Yep.
He made a lot of goofy fucking songs, but they were fucking serious musicians.
They
really.
were. They were. And that's why they were still around. I think Jim Stafford is dead.
Fucking
But,
Jerry Reed, he didn't make shitty songs, but
oh, I like Jerry Reed. You can't, Jerry Reed's the kind of guy you always figured you could just go have a beer with and he'd be cool.
I'll send you a video of him doing just that with one of his buddies
Yeah.
and showing him a little piece on the guitar.
He could
It's a
play.
fucking great video.
Yeah, he could play pretty well. And he just had that attitude that, everybody just liked him. And he wasn't even a bad actor either. He did some pretty good movies.
No, he could not play well. He was fucking a genius. Him, Roy Clark, and Glenn Campbell
Yeah,
were
Glenn Campbell.
the greatest players in Nashville in the 60s and 70s.
Glenn Campbell. You know who Glenn Campbell's best friend is? Or was? Because he's dead now. His best friend was Alice Cooper. They were great golfing buddies.
Really?
Yep. Because Alice Cooper.
Yeah, Alice Cooper's a big golfing dude.
Alice Cooper in real life is actually a fucking genius. I mean, he's in Mensa, whatever they call it. And he's actually a pretty laid back motherfucker. He's like cleaned up his act and everything. So, Was Stonewall Jackson really a singer, or is that a different one that sung BJ the DJ? I don't know. I don't know much about Stonewall Jackson, other than a Confederate general. Got shot by his own guys. Kind of sucked. I used to like C.W. McCall. C.W. McCall was a janitor at the music studio when some guy wrote Convoy and had him sing it. And next thing, and he had a lot of good songs too. She's Got Big Balls from AC/DC. I don't know. I kind of like that song.
It's all right.
Kind of stupid. There's bands I like a lot, but they have at least one song that I don't fucking like.
What
Name a
happens?
band, I'll tell you what song of theirs I fucking can't stand.
Yeah, the albums where you love it, but both sides, right, all the way through. Those are the classics.
Yeah.
There's always one, though. I mean, you might be the greatest fan of like the Stones or Leonard Skinner.
Well, that's bound to happen.
Or whatever. There's always one song that that's like a hit, but you just go, I don't like this fucking song.
Well, how about the ones you didn't like in the beginning, and then years later you're kind of like, oh, you listen to the words, and that's kind of cool, and I like that after all. That happens too
I'm
sometimes.
saying the only Beatles songs I think I could say hate is Hey Jude. I hate that fucking song.
How can you hate
yeah.
that fucking song?
Yesterday was kind of aggravating as well.
How can you hate Hey Jude?
I just
We all live
hate
in a
that
yellow-
fucking song.
The whole goddamn country
just
loves
hate
Hey
it.
Jude.
We all live in
We all live in a yellow
I didn't say it wasn't popular.
Lucy
Well, yeah, they
in the
did
sky
shit pearls every time, but I mean, I don't hate Yellow Submarine or anything.
Well, what
I just
about,
hate Jude.
I used to love Day in the Life. I used to get into that song.
What about the Rolling Stones? Tell us what song sucks.
I don't like the one that goes who. Sympathy for the Devil. I hate that fucking song. Can't stand it. I'm a huge Stone fan, but I hate that fucking song.
Please allow me to introduce
who did
Please
this
myself.
allow me
I'm a
to
man.
introduce myself.
Yeah.
I hate that fucking song.
What was that song? What they say? They smile and what they do? They
No,
smile in your face.
I hated that song they did.
Those are Temptations or something.
Wait a minute, you didn't like the Devil song?
What they do?
How could you not like the Devil song? Pleased to meet you. Hope you
Sympathy
guess
for the
my
Devil.
name.
I don't like it. It's like the only Stone song I don't like.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and fame.
Well, thanks for singing the song I hate from
Oh,
the
you're
Stones.
welcome, because it's a great
Yeah, I'll
song.
tell you what, The Who. The Who. I hate Baba O'Reilly. Do I have to translate it for you?
That's one of my favorites.
No,
How about-
Teenage Wasteland.
It's a saying.
I hate that fucking song.
How about the song is over? That's kind of a sad song, but it's cool. The song is over.
No, I was always in the camp that you either love the Who or somebody hates the Who. There's no middle ground, and I'm in the love the Who. I do. I think they're fucking they were genius. I mean, they were capitalist. I mean, and everything. Yeah, that's the only song I don't like.
I'll tell you the truth.
Bob O'Reilly.
Never really got into Led Zeppelin. Never really got
You're
into Pink
you're
Floyd.
in the you're in the tail side of the Who. Huh? You're
I
not
like
a
the
Who
Who.
fan. You're a Who hater.
I like the Who. I never got into Pink Floyd. I never got into fucking Led Zeppelin. People loved them. I never fucking got. I didn't care.
Quadrophenia was a cool album.
Pink
Well, you're-
Floyd is another band that I really don't like much.
I like when they did. I like when they did live Amagama in Pompeii.
Yeah, they had a few, but
Alright, the
overwhelmingly,
songs
I
make the
dislike
young
more than I
girls
like. This is
sing.
Pink Floyd.
I like the songs that love and special things. Dun-dun-dun. I
Oh
write the
Jesus,
songs
Jerry's
that
going
make the
transgender
young
here.
girls cry. I write the songs. I write the songs.
Tommy album.
Yep, Barry Manilow. I love Barry Manilow.
Pinball Wizard.
Yeah, I
from
thought-
Tommy, the
yeah.
Tommy album.
Well, Elton John did Pinball Wizard way better. I don't care what anybody says, especially Matt.
It's impossible because Keith Moon didn't play the drums, so you can't be better. Cannot be better.
Well, it's a matter of opinion.
No, Elton
Roger
John.
Daltrey said they'd never been famous if they didn't have Keith Moon.
Well, all I know is I like Elton's version way better, and that I don't like people cover like when Madonna
Yeah,
did
because we know you swished that way.
when Madonna did American Pie, I almost choked. No one could do American
I
Pie
did.
better than Donna.
I didn't
Clinton.
even know that, and I
Yeah.
would never listen to it.
She had a big hit
Donna
with it.
Clean.
She had a big hit with it back in, I guess it was still the 90s or something. I don't know. Early 2000s. I have no idea, but I happened to hear it on the radio one day and I almost had to quit work and go home and cry.
Sometimes people do justice to redoing a song and put a nice twist on it, and sometimes they butcher it.
I used to like the Nitty Gritty
It's
Dirt
just the way it
Band.
is.
I used to like the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, man. They were good. Met a man, Bojangles, and he danced a tune in worn out shoes.
Well, see,
Yeah,
Yeah, weird.
yeah, I like that
That's
song
the
too.
problem. That's the problem, Dave, with bands trying to cover like a hit.
Yeah,
It's like if you can't do it better,
then don't even try.
don't,
Yeah.
because it's pointless. It's
Yeah.
no point.
Well, it's like
Who did that? Like, do, looking out my back door.
looking at
Just got the back.
Blinded by the Light. Manfred Mann did it way better than Bruce Springsteen did. Bruce
Yeah,
Springsteen.
there's there's songs you can't touch.
Who did-
You
who
can't
did- who did-
out-Beatle
who
the
did-
Beatles.
Who did looking out my back door? Was that Creedence Clearwater?
Yeah, it was CCR.
Yeah.
Yep. Elton John. What's that flower you had? That was oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be some faded rose from days gone
What
by?
the fuck are you doing?
And did I hear you say you were meeting him here today to take you to that mansion in the sky? Yep.
Why does Jerry always want to sing all these broad songs? It's starting to trouble me.
Yeah, it's not just those songs he sings, Matt. He remember, it brings back, well,
Yeah.
like all of us, it brings back memories of when we were younger and or back when we were teenagers and shit.
Well, that was Helen Reddy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Delta Dawn.
Yeah. You know what other song I hated, but I loved the guy who sang it, Bob Seger, and Old Time Rock and Roll. God, I hate that song.
That's because you heard it a fucking trillion times.
Yeah, even now, you go to, well, back when I was still going to the clubs, they would play it every fucking night. It's like, oh, God, not this. He had so many good songs that, and Old Time Rock and Roll was like, that was like a punk song or something. I don't know. Couldn't stand it.
Here's one.
Yes.
Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares to you. Remember that stupid shit?
No.
That bald-head woman?
But Sinead O'Connor is not right in the head. She needs to be on multiple medications and in some sort of nice place with rubber walls.
But they played that shit non-stop back in the 80s.
I don't really.
What, yeah, and what was that other one? What was that song? I forget what that was.
I don't remember that one.
Eric Driver says, I hate that song because Tom Cruise slid into socks and underwear to it. Yeah, that's new. Do not like Tom Cruise.
I mean, even a lot of my favorite bands have songs that I can't stand. ZZ Top, Shark.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I can't stand that fucking song. It's fucking trash. It's a song for the fucking radio is all.
Probably.
Yeah, I bought an entire album for one song because the rest of the album was shit.
Yeah, I have to.
Annie Lennox, No More I Love Yous. Remember that one?
She was another weird chick.
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
I could live
Hold on.
without her. I could live
So
without
many
her. Anyways.
monsters have demons in their room at night.
I don't know.
Desire, despair. So many monsters.
Thanks, Dave.
Damn,
Anything
I
Bob
think I've ever
Dylan.
heard that.
Yeah, anything Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Tangled Up in Blue. I do, and I like the House of the Rising Sun. I do.
Well, House of the Rising Sun. Okay,
Like when
that's
Jerry
it.
goes, what the fuck is Tangled Up in Blues mean?
Yeah, I have no idea what it
I don't know what
means.
that is.
I have no idea what that means. I don't. But apparently it's genius.
Fucking plebeians.
Is it
Apparently,
legible? Can you actually hear it?
It's deep.
Yeah, it's deep. I don't know. Personally, I think he was on some
The
sort of
woman's
high-end
name
drugs.
was Blue.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I like the song. I like the tune. I like everything, all that. I just tangled up in blue. Tangled up in blue. I'm a genius because I'm Bob fucking Dylan. Yeah. Can't sing, but I just keep doing it.
Yeah.
People buy my shit because I just
Tom
keep
Petty.
doing
Fuck
it.
with me, aren't you? Trying to fuck with me now, huh?
Yeah, Tom Petty's another one. I
I
think
like-
Matt thinks he's a genius. I think that's the one Matt thinks he's a
I
genius.
like
but
Tom
No,
Petty.
I don't like Tom Petty.
I like Tom
He
Petty.
has some
I
good
don't
songs,
like Tom
but
Petty.
not all that many to me.
I
Not my
No,
cup of
I'm
tea.
not a Tom Petty fan. They're
I
all
like-
the same. The same with John Mellencamp. All his songs, I don't like him, and
That's
and
another
all
one.
either. I don't like him either.
Yeah.
I like John Mellencamp. I like Tom Petty. Tom Petty I don't like his voice, but I like his songs. He's another one who really
Do you
can't
remember
sing.
when they used to do the advertisements on just regular TV? And this guy would come on, he'd start talking about the classics, and he'd start mentioning Beethoven, and you could buy this 8-track tape for this much money. And what was the other one they would do? It's been back in the days when people were buying tapes,
I
and
remember that.
you know.
Moonlight Serenade by
Yeah.
Chopin, and
Yeah.
they'd rattle off like half a dozen classical fucking songs.
Right. And most of the people that loved that stuff were already dead. It was like, who were they
My dad-
selling it to?
My dad used to listen to that long hair music in his truck all the time back when I was a kid. We'd get truck go someplace and he'd have the long hair music on, like orchestra shit. Almost killed me. This is a man who was home
Yeah,
every
before we
Saturday
had-
night for the fucking Love Boat.
Yeah. So I remember also there was this, back in the old days, there was no internet, so you didn't have YouTube for people trying to sell their tunes. People would get on and do their own.
Yeah.
There's some really talented people out there. You can go on YouTube and hear these people
Yeah.
doing their own stuff and other people's music. But on TV, people would pay, to advertise their music. And this one guy, he'd get on there and he'd sing something, and yes, you too can own this album. Peter Lemongello, get it today. And I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, I seem to generally remember that. Wasn't that usually on like kind of late at
I'm
night?
not gonna buy it.
Wasn't that usually on kind of late at night on some off station somewhere where like before
Yeah.
cable? Yeah, generally I do. I hated the Lawrence Welk show. I did too. My grandparents would not go anywhere. They were watching Lawrence Welk. So if we had to stay overnight at their house, we were on Saturday night, they were watching Lawrence Welk. I found Lawrence Welk to be,
Was he the guy that had the bubble machine going all the
Yeah.
time?
yeah,
Yes. I love Lawrence Welk. And a 1 and a 2.
oh,
And
yeah.
we have the Lawrence Welk dancers coming up next.
yeah. And he was on, they were on for a long time too. Years. I used to hum Horse with No Name. I liked America. I did. In the desert, you can't remember their name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. Na 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 na.
Yeah, I wish I could forget their name.
I never really understood that song. I thought it was about heroin, but apparently they said it wasn't. But I think they were lying, personally. But whatever. I don't think any of them knew what it meant either. Just like Bob Dylan and Tangled Up with Blue. He had no idea what that shit meant. Just rhymed. It's all good.
It's like the Doors to me. They just sound like they were stoned all the time, and they're just
Yeah.
they're going.
They probably were.
That was a shit show. Yeah, that was the
It
biggest
sounds
shit
like
show.
just fucking 4 guys being stoned, and like I was like, this is trash, man.
I
I
never.
love some of the old
liked-
King Crimson, Lark tongue is an aspect.
I don't know what you just said, but okay.
Oh, King Crimson. Robert Fripp is like a weirdo now.
Yep.
You ever see him on YouTube? He's got a fucking channel. He's fucking insane. He's got his wife out there. He plays guitar and she does like belly dancing, like 3 times a week or something.
Polka music.
Yeah, that was the
Barbara Emmons.
that was the Lawrence Welk show. It was a lot of polka music.
Roll out the barrels.
Yep.
We'll have a barrel of fun.
That's what Eric
In
Dragon
heaven
said.
there is no beer. That's why we drink it here.
There's no beer in heaven? Really? No one told me that. Yes. They promised me beer in heaven.
You ever hear that joke? There
No.
was these two guys that were friends all through their life. And I guess when they got into their late teens, the one guy died. And the other guy, he survived and he lived a good life and a long time. And when he got to the other side of life, he passed away. He gets there and there's his body. He's got an arm around a keg of beer and his other arm around this beautiful broad. And he's like, all my life, I struggled and here you are up here having a good time. And he goes, hey man, you're not where you think you are. The keg's got a hole in it and the broad don't.
Oh, that's ironical.
Yeah, one of my ironical jokes.
He was in hell.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Wait. Let's go back to the no beer in heaven. They promised me that if I quit drinking on earth, I would have beer in heaven. What the hell happened?
Yeah.
When did they make this rule?
They should have beer in heaven. It can't hurt you there.
Yeah. You
Well,
never
you're
get
an
hangovers?
atheist, so you ain't get no beer,
I'm not a
goddammit.
fucking atheist. I'm an agnostic. Please get it right.
Yeah, come on,
Okay.
Matt. You
I don't really understand the difference.
don't call Jerry's not a godless heathen.
Uh,
Yeah.
An atheist,
Agnostic
So
is
when
like
you
agnostic.
nothingness. Doesn't believe in
Yeah.
one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's not even that. It's more
An
along the
atheist
lines.
is a religion.
More along the lines of I don't feel like I'm smart enough to know one way or the other. Okay.
An atheist is a religion in itself. It's a
Yeah, it
belief
is.
in
It
nothing.
is. It is actually
Right.
a religion. It's insane, but yeah. I mean, how do you base a religion on not believing in anything? Think about it.
And I don't understand why they get so pissed off. That people are happy believing in a creator, but
I
that
don't
seems to bother them.
Yeah, I don't understand why anybody gets upset with anybody who believes in whatever they believe in. Unless
Yeah,
that
leave 'em alone.
religion teaches
Unless
you
you're a hard
that
man.
it's okay to kill others because of what they believe in.
right.
I don't
exactly.
think that any religion where you're sacrificing chickens or fucking, I don't know, children in some cases, I don't believe in that. I think that's bullshit. Okay. But just a general Christian, I don't care what type you are, whatever religion you are, or Jewish or, Hindi or whatever. I don't get what is the big, let them believe what the fuck they want. Who cares? Makes them happy.
Yeah, atheists get pissed off.
Yeah. And I'm pretty
I
sure.
mean, no other religion gets pissed off.
Because you're telling them because the other religions tell them that they're bad for what they're doing with the evil shit they're doing. They don't want to hear that.
Right, but why, if atheists don't believe in, basically, they don't believe in a God or religion, so to speak, but atheism is actually a religion who bashes other religions. So their whole premise is faulty because they're against everybody else. Agnostic is neutral.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm from the show me state, I'll think about it later.
Yeah, I'll make up my own damn mind. I'm not gonna bash anybody.
It's kind of like little skepticism.
Yeah.
Don't throw this down my throat. I'll feel it out myself.
That's the whole premise of faith.
When
you get to the gate and go, I didn't think it was real, but now I believe it.
Isn't an agnostic someone who believes in a higher power but not sure what it is? That's kind of like, yeah, you could say that. I do believe.
Yeah, that's pretty close, Jimmy.
Yeah, I do believe there's something. What that is, I'm not smart enough to know. I look out at nature every day of my life, and I'm amazed by it. Only thing I'm absolutely sure of is every time that man fucks with nature, bad things happen. So what does that lead me to believe? Somebody or something put nature here somehow. I'm not really a fan of the evolution theory, and I'm not really a fan of the Adam and Eve theory, but it is what it is. Barbara Ammon says she doesn't care for holding up serpents to each their own.
I think that some of the.
Go ahead, Dave.
I think if some people believe they came from apes, that some of them. If some people want to believe they came from apes, well, some of them act like that anyway. So I kind of go along with them on that. Maybe they did, but I didn't.
Well, my question is, if they came from apes, why are there still apes?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I don't see anything changing much. What we have is what we have. I don't see any fish turning into a salamander.
I don't even agree with like these scientists who put all these, like dinosaurs and animals now and everything into these different categories of how they have evolved. It's just, it doesn't. When you see pictures of what these things were supposed to look like until now, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And how did the dinosaurs?
It's interesting, we got the Mesozoic period, we got Triassic, Jurassic, you got all these different periods throughout history. It's like it went for millions of years. So, but it just looks like things were what they were, and then they were wiped out, and whatever was left is what survived, it seems. That's what it seems like to me.
I don't know. You mean, you look at a brontosaurus, right?
Certain creatures do evolve to a point.
Oh, I agree.
But like I said, I don't see a turtle turning into a dog.
No, exactly. I mean, you look at a brontosaurus. It was the hugest animal on Earth. Weighed like, I don't know, 100 tons or something. What the hell did that evolve from? You telling me some organism got out of the fucking water one day and then turned into a brontosaurus, like, thousands of years later? I have a hard time with that. And another thing I have a hard time with science in general in this particular area is nobody was there. They are just guessing. They call it science, but what they're doing is guessing, because many of these things, they don't even know exactly what they look like. They can put clay on a skeleton and stuff, and you get a pretty good idea. There's no doubt of that. But still.
Well, the really cool thing is when you think about, if what they say about the way the Earth was formed and how hot it was, and the volcanic, and the Earth was like a molten mass at one time, it was pretty much sterile at that point. So
Yeah.
for life to arise in a world that was completely sterilized, that is one of the big questions. Where the hell did all this shit get going, and where did all these diversity of creatures, birds, reptiles, amphibians, microscopic organisms that we don't even know how many are out there? And that's the spooky thing. Where did all this shit come from? And then they tell you like 99% of what was here is gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit.
We were talking about this the other day. I was watching this guy called Forrest Galante. He's like a entomologist. In the last 2 years, he's discovered 2 species that were categorized as extinct
Uh-huh.
that he found fucking specimens of. One was a caiman, some sort of caiman.
Yeah,
that's
crocodilian.
yeah. And the other one was some kind of tortoise. He found both of them that were fucking deemed extinct. He's
There's
like,
still,
this
yeah.
is bullshit, man.
There's a pygmy caiman. I had a caiman when I was a kid, but it was a South American. They look like gators. The necks are longer and the snouts are shorter. They don't get as big.
All right, well, we can talk about this more on Wednesday, and we'll probably find out that everything came from gumball machines. God put a quarter in and turned the thing, and they threw it on Earth. There you go. But you know, I don't know. Science has been made into such a mess these days, and is so politicized. It's hard to know what to believe, truthfully. But a lot of people, they have their faith, and that works.
Communized it.
Yeah, just very keep whatever you're doing if it makes you happy, is my opinion. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, I don't really see the harm in somebody believing in God or a God-like entity of some sort. I really don't care. Me, I'm more like, I just look at the earth
higher power.
and I look at the things happen around me through animals or trees or what, and I find it very interesting, and I find it to be I know that if man comes around, they're just gonna fuck it up. So that's what I know. I've lived by the Everglades. The Army Corps of Engineers have come in and completely fucked up the Everglades to where there's now droughts in South Florida that should never be there. But they know better than Mother Nature for some reason. So whatever. Anyway, Matt, you got any last words for tonight? We were so close to explaining the world. Matt?
Yes, that's true. Well, we'll explain more of the world the next time.
Okay. Nick, how about you? Okay, so Nick quit the show, apparently. I don't know. He's probably outside smoke. Oh, there he is. Good night, my fellow patriots. Okay, thank you, Nick.
No, it went silent.
Oh, I see.
No, everything went silent.
Oh,
on my end.
Sorry.
I didn't hear anything.
I'm so sorry. All right, well, too late now. We were
Eric, we'll explain the world to you on Wednesday, and everything will be kosher and copacetic. So we'll get it all done. Everybody will be on the same page.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then we can turn the page.
Yeah.
And start this world over again.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We'll be running away from a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. It'll be beautiful. Dave, how about you?
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed being with you all tonight. I enjoyed the conversation and the different topics we cruised through. And thank Daniel for being with us tonight also, and everyone else out there in the comments. Looking forward to seeing you all again. Hope to see you Wednesday night. Y'all take care.
Yes, we do want to thank Daniel. Too bad he couldn't stay on. I enjoyed that, and enjoyed everything else we talked about tonight. Thank you. Hope everybody else liked it, and hope you will be back Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for dropping by, and y'all have a great night. Now, guys, get ready because I'm about to say goodbye. All right, so goodbye, guys.
Good night, all.
Who am I?
Hasta lumbago.
Hasta lumbago.
That's a go.
That's great. All right, take care, guys. Bye.